Hello everyone, and welcome back to another In-Depth with Chris episode. In today's discussion, we're going to be diving into how to mitigate our risk. At the end of the day, we want to find a way to mitigate our risk as traders as much as possible without heavily impacting our potential reward. And that's exactly what we're going to cover. The less we lose, the more our winnings stand above the rest of the dust as it's settling. And as such, it should be very important that we know how to mitigate our risk in the best possible ways. Let's dive on into it. We've all heard the stories of traders getting wiped out in a single market downturn because they had entirely too much of their savings or their trading account involved with a particular position. This is being too risky. There's the adage that we should do all things in life in moderation. Controlling our risk is really no exception, especially if you plan to be an old trader, not just a bold trader that goes out in one big fiery ball. But before we dive into exactly how to mitigate that risk, we should first talk about the different trading options that are available to you and anyone else that's getting involved in trading. First, we have investment banks. Investment banks are going to be the large institutions that have trading desks. The traders in this scenario do not have to contribute to the capital and generally have access to advanced trading systems. However, the share in the profits for the trader is limited since these traders typically do not receive a fixed percentage of the profits earned. In fact, the profit earned by the trader may be offset by the loss incurred on another desk, which can overall affect the profit that the traders are being graded upon. Then we have prop shops. So prop shops are companies that are started by individuals who deploy their own capital and recruit traders on their own. The hired traders generally have to put in a small portion of the capital and are given a share of the profits. Since the capital invested may be small, the targets set for traders can be very aggressive. Then we have hedge funds. And again, traders here do not have to risk any personal capital if they do not want to. Funds are generally sourced from high net worth individuals and institutional investors. The strategies used by hedge funds can be relatively diverse, and the profit sharing mechanism is also more generous than investment banks. Due to the use of leverage in these companies, the risk of failure can be extremely high, but the trader is insulated from these shocks, and the variable pay is then impacted by those losses. These funds also keep a large share of the profit for themselves, so higher returns are generally required to be generated in order to meet individual expectations. And then finally, there's mutual funds. So similar to a hedge fund, a mutual fund pools money from investors. However, the amount invested is lower, and mutual funds generally do not take on high leverage. These strategies are usually not as complex as the ones sought out or used by hedge funds. The fees charged are also usually smaller, and the returns pursued through trading can be a little bit less aggressive than compared to a hedge fund, since capital preservation of these investors is of the utmost importance. So far, the options that we've discussed involve companies that generally have a more extensive capital base. But, however, if someone is willing to risk their own capital, retail trading might be for them. You can start retail trading simply by opening a trading account with a brokerage. These can be available for as little as $500. Brokerages provide traders with a data feed, contract clearing, and other basic services to facilitate their trading. Trading using one's own capital ensures that the profits are not shared. But the catch to this side is that when the trader suffers a loss, they have to bear all of it themselves. The costs come home to the retail trader. They don't go anywhere else because it is the retail trader's money that is being lost. So, as a result, this is the only real substantial downside to being a retail trader, but it is arguably a very large downside, especially for newer traders. If they don't feel like they're already profitable enough or proficient enough, then guess what? It's their money that's going down the drain, and that is just not nearly as fun as losing someone else's money. Retail trading is relatively easy to understand because it's when we're trading with our own money. But now let's discuss proprietary trading under something like the Trader Career Path, otherwise shortened as TCP. There are several pros and cons for both retail and institutional traders. However, retail traders have access to programs like the Trader Career Path that combines the benefits of retail and institutional trading. So, what makes Earn to Trade's Trader Career Path such an attractive proposition, you may be asking? Well, the Trader Career Path is a funded trader program, and it's as low as $150. The individual is provided an opportunity to become a proprietary trader, trading with someone else's money within a minimum of 15 days. Upon completing the program, the trader is guaranteed funding from the partner firm. The program offers a simulated real-time trading environment, and the subscriber is set with profit targets that they look to achieve. Upon realizing their profit targets, then they will become a proprietary trader as long as they've adhered to the rules along the way. Candidates even have the opportunity to upgrade their funded trading accounts as they continuously withdraw profits while trading. What if a trader breaks the rules, you might be wondering? Well, they can receive another opportunity to pass the test by resetting the account by paying a small fee. By doing this, they can try, theoretically, as many times as they so choose until they finally get it right. This program provides the safety of institutional investing while also providing many benefits that retail traders afford. 80% of the profit generated by the account that is not even the trader's money is going to go to that trader despite it not being their money. So it's a very, very strong mix between both retail and institutional investing, and definitely a very good way to mitigate risk if your plan is to become a profitable long-term trader. So to sum it all up, you have many options in front of you, and you can go which way ever that you choose. Not to sound like Dr. Seuss, but perhaps maybe only one of the paths makes the most sense for you. All right, I'm done rhyming. Have a good one, folks. Good luck out there. Happy trading. I'll see you on the other side or in your trader career path.